Yeah, I decided to up and leave on vacation because my whole family is up here. I have a home up here in northern Minnesota, so that's
So
where I'm at.
did you see Mary Jane when you were up there?
No, actually, she left the day before. We're about 4 hours apart.
Okay.
And when our kids were younger, they go back and forth between
Oh,
her
wow.
place there and my place. I'm on Lake Superior
Okay.
and she's 4 hours inland.
Uh,
So I think my kids, though, are leaving. My daughter, granddaughter, and her husband are leaving either on Saturday or Sunday and driving to Bemidji. And they'll spend a day or two there and then drive back to Colorado. And I'm flying back on Saturday.
did Mary Jane fly back also?
Yeah, she flew back this
Yeah,
So.
because she had called me and said that she was getting an Uber.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, if you're gonna fly somewhere, I tell you what, I thought it was the easiest thing to do right now was flying. I flew up
Wow.
here last Wednesday, a week ago today, and the flights were simple, easy. They're not packed. The airport's not packed. You're
Where
not
did you
standing
fly?
in line anywhere. It was really nice, actually.
What
Yeah,
airline?
I flew Delta
Okay.
because I fly into Duluth.
Yeah, I think you're better off on the bigger airlines. I would hate to get on something like JetBlue.
Well, I fly a commuter flight then up to Duluth. Well, it's still through Delta. And you know what? Everybody has masks on because it's mandated here in Minnesota also. And the airport was, the plane lands and they tell you don't get out of your seat till it's your turn.
Oh,
So you
wow.
don't have people standing in the aisle, bumping you, trying to
No
grab for their luggage.
pushing.
Yeah. Okay, I just got a text, Jonathan, from Jordan. I'm in Kansas. Ann's father isn't doing well, and I forgot about the meeting. How did it go? So he was going to be our alternate filling in tonight.
He could still log in from Kansas, potentially. He could do
Jonathan,
it from his phone or call in even on just on the phone.
Okay.
can you just send him a link again, Jonathan?
Yeah, I can do that.
Have you found a place to live yet?
Me?
Yeah.
No, we found out we had a drunk driver hit our house. We found out that the engineer missed one of the walls that was damaged, and it's $100,000 of damage on our house that was done. And so we have to figure out.
Oh my gosh. Is that one that was in the paper? The house that got hit?
No, it was probably like 6 years ago.
Oh,
It happened in the middle. It was like the middle of the night, and this she was very young that hit it. She's 18. And we thought we fixed it, but I guess we didn't.
oh, so you got to fix that before you can sell it?
Yeah, or figure out a plan. So we're kind of like right in the process of that right now. So hopefully it won't be too terrible.
I need to grab my water. Jordan's not answering me yet. I mean, we'd still have a quorum. I'm sitting on a floor in a bedroom, you guys, because I have a house full of people and they're all outside barbecuing and running around. So
Sounds nice.
okay, Jordan just said he didn't get a meeting invite. What's the number? He should have got one.
I sent him one last week and this morning, and I just sent him one about 1 minute ago.
Okay.
Hi, Nina.
Hey everyone.
Hi, Nina.
Hey, Cindy, Barb, Mike, Diane, anyone else is on?
I'm here, Nina. I'm out of my traffic jam.
Oh my gosh, you're probably pulling your hair out.
Well, the problem was we had food in the car. I mean, we should have just like pulled over and had a late lunch.
Oh yeah, that's the worst. Ugh.
But I was telling Cindy and Jonathan, I mean, I have never seen it that bad on Santa Fe.
Is it because it was a storm and people just stopped knowing how to drive?
No, they had cut Santa Fe down they cut it down one lane. But then whatever that exit is south of Evans, because we just missed turning off at Evans because it was so backed up. But I mean,
Is it raining there?
What?
Is it raining there, a storm or something?
No,
What-
no,
Oh.
it was cutting
There
it
was
down.
here in Arvada. I don't know.
There was a
So-
fuel spill.
They cut it down to one lane, and then when we got to that other intersection, I mean, there were thousands of cops there. And I think it looked like maybe a hazmat truck was there, so I don't know what happened, but they had at least 2 cops at every leg of the intersection going all ways.
Ah, so frustrating.
A fuel truck got in a crash and spilled fuel all over the roadway, I guess.
I haven't
Who's
heard back
calling
from
from-
Jordan.
Who's calling from 918-1637?
Is
That's
that
me,
Jordan?
Jordan.
Oh, great. I'm
Yep.
just going to rename you so that you're.
Yay, Jordan,
Okay.
you did it.
Yeah, sorry guys, I completely forgot.
That's all right. What's going on with Ann's dad? Sick?
Oh, he's just having some health trouble.
Oh, bummer. So would you
Yeah, you
guys
gotta go
drive
re-
out to Kansas?
Yeah, we drove out. He's got to go in and get a pacemaker put in.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Don's there.
How
Hi,
goes the
Don.
meeting?
We haven't started. We're about to start.
Oh, okay.
It's at 6. Are you in the same time zone as I'm still in Minnesota.
Ah, you're right. I'm not
Yeah.
late.
You're not late. Yes.
I thought I was an hour late.
You're an hour ahead, just like I am. It's 7 o'clock here.
All right.
Yeah, you're right on time, Jordan. You have not missed a thing.
Oh, good, good, good. I was feeling so bad.
So who else? Don's there.
Is Kate there?
Ursula, I saw her. I thought, how do I make more people?
I'm here. Hi.
Hi, how come I don't see hers?
You should have a button in the top, I think, right corner of the screen where it might say speaker view or gallery view. And if you hit gallery view, you can see everyone at once.
My screen's only showing me 6.
Hi, Cindy.
Hi. Who was that?
Mary
That was
Jane.
my-
Oh, hi. Yeah, I can't. How do I make more screen people?
Cindy, do you see upper right, as Jonathan said, that gallery screen button?
Nope.
If you drag all the images over to the right,
There we go.
it should free up the bar on top.
It's not.
'Cause I'm looking at a Brady Bunch screen right now.
That's what I want to see.
Do you have arrows on the sides of your screen, like a little blue arrow maybe?
I'm
That's
on
what
an
I have.
iPad.
Hold on, let me see if I can figure it out.
Oh, wait. No. Okay, I can do single or it only shows me 6 at a time.
Are you in full screen mode?
Uh-huh.
Do you have anything on the upper left corner that lets you switch to gallery view maybe?
Just leave.
So on my screen, the gallery versus speaker view is on the right upper corner.
I can hit participates and see all the names, but not all the people. Okay, so do we have enough people? We can start. Is it 7? Yeah, let's start. Diane, are you on? Do we have enough people?
I'm here. Is Kate here?
No.
1, 2. Yeah, we have enough.
Okay.
Who is 2220? Who just logged in on an iPad?
Maybe Kate.
That could be. We have one unknown person.
She wouldn't have a,
She's traveling.
who is?
Kate.
Well, geez, everybody's gone.
But she said she was gonna try to log in from the cabin.
Okay,
Gotcha. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, that is Kate.
is
Yay.
that Kate? Are you there?
That's me, hon. Oops, sorry.
Okay, so
Okay,
you're
where
the,
are you?
I'm at my cabin.
oh, you're on there now. Okay, her name's on there now. Okay, good.
Yeah, we're out in
Oh.
Park County, guys, so not the greatest service, and I just got here, so I'm like frazzled.
Okay, and I can't figure out the screen still, so. Okay, so are we ready to start,
Yes, ma'am.
Diane?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is the August 5th, 2020 regular meeting of the Idaho Springs Planning Commission. Can we get a roll call, please?
Cindy Olson,
Here.
Kate Collier,
Here,
Don Reimer,
Oh, he was here. I saw him.
Yes, he's still on there. He may have.
he's
Muted.
muted.
He's muted.
I'll come back to him. Chuck Howard, we know is not here. Ursula Cruz-Leggy,
Okay, I'm here now. Can you hear
Here,
me?
sorry.
Yay, okay.
Jordan Hudson.
I'm here.
Alrighty.
Okay, so Chuck Howard is excused and Jordan will be the alternate on today's meeting, and Ursula is taking the appointed position on council or on planning commission. Right, Ursula?
Yes, ma'am.
You wanted to fill that spot? Okay. So we need approval of the minutes of the July 1st, 2020 meeting.
I'll move to approve the July 1st, 2020 minutes. I'm sorry. What do you? we're
July
moving-
1st.
July 1st minutes, right?
Yes.
Sorry, you guys are going in and out. Yes, so I move to approve the July 1st, 2020 meeting minutes.
I second.
Okay, all those in favor? If it's a nay, say no. Okay, so it passes. Next, we need to do the election for the chair and vice chair. As you guys know, Bill has resigned and moved to Arizona. So right now I'm acting chair, but we do have to go through the formal process of making a motion for the chair and then make a motion for the vice chair.
I move
So-
to nominate Cindy Olson for the chair.
I'll second.
Okay. Okay, we don't need a roll call, Diane, do we?
Yes. Was that Jordan that seconded?
Okay,
Yes.
okay, so roll call.
Cindy Olson?
Well, I guess, yeah.
You get to vote for yourself. Kate
Jeez.
Collier. Kate Collier.
Yes, yes,
Don
yes.
Reimer? Don Reimer,
Yes,
Ursula Cruz-Leggy,
Yes,
and Jordan Hudson.
Yes.
Okay, so the motion passes. Now, election of the vice chair. So I need a motion for the vice chair. Come on, guys. I'll say Kate Collier for the vice chair. I can make a motion, right?
Yes.
Okay,
I
so,
second.
okay, roll call.
Cindy Olson,
Yes.
Kate Collier,
Yes,
Don Reimer,
yes,
Ursula Cruz-Leggy,
Yes,
Jordan Hudson.
Yes.
Okay, now with that, we've got one public hearing. So we'll move to the public hearing on, what was it? Oh, gosh, my thing isn't here. Sorry, bear with me, you guys. I'm in a bedroom in Minnesota. The public hearing on the annexation and rezoning of the Queen Lode, the Motion Lode, and the ABE Lode, and portion of the Alpha Lode. And we'll open the hearing now, and it is 7:07 PM. So we'll start with staff report.
07 Colorado time.
Yeah.
Oh, 6:07.
six-
Oh,
six
sorry, I'm
o'clock
looking
Colorado
at my
time.
phone. 7:07, 6:07 Colorado time.
Okay.
Modern technology.
No kidding.
So you have before you the annexation and rezoning of the 4 mining claims that are near the upper Argo landing. And it consists of basically 4 separate mining claims. And I have noted in my staff report the size of the 4 parcels. So the biggest parcel is the Queen Lode. The Alpha Lode is a very small sliver, which is 0.071 acres. And then you have the Motor and ABE Lode, and those are 6.82 acres. So the easiest way to explain the reason why the Argo team needed to do this is, one, they need it for one of the towers for the gondola, but it's also critically important for access. So it's very simple. They're adding, a small portion to what they already have. And this will also increase the access to the Virginia Canyon Mountain Park. My staff report basically goes through compliance with the municipal code as required. Annexations in Colorado are dictated largely by statute. In this case, what we did is we went through and noted that is in compliance with section 21-103 of the Idaho Springs Municipal Code. So it complies with the comprehensive plan, it complies with the 3-mile plan. And we've gone through in detail how it complies with the 3-mile plan. Not very different than what you did previously with the previous annexation. And then we also noted the sources of revenue from the property. Nina, do we want to take this one at a time, first the annexation and then the rezone?
Yeah, that's probably better. Yes, so that everyone go into the the compliance with the plan and the code.
So do you have any questions of me regarding the annexation? And if not, then I'll turn it over to Jane.
Well, let's go with the staff report first, and then we'll do the applicant, and then we'll do questions.
Right. So again, I just provided an overview that it complies with the comprehensive plan and it complies with the 3-mile plan. One of the things in the 3-mile plan, and I've noted all of the specific requirements. So areas which will broaden the range of housing types and home ownership opportunities in the city. Obviously, that's not applicable for these 4 mining claims. One, this is not an area where housing is likely to develop given its location. And the Argo team is putting what they need in terms of private infrastructure, both water and wastewater, to serve that. So it's not appropriate for housing. Staff believes that this annexation fills in what we're calling gaps in the current Argo project area, and that these areas facilitate the development of the planned development that you approved in 2019. And again, it's providing access to that upper landing and allows for the gondola tower in one location. So that's why Mary Jane needed to pick these up. Areas that can be served by utilities with no negative physical or economic impact on the community. Presently, Argo is working with Excel just to get the electrical service in there. And then the applicant is providing private well and septic as outlined in the PD. One of the questions for compliance with the 3-mile plan is whether the areas that can help strengthen the economy of Idaho Springs. So again, you've been through this a couple of times with this Argo project. Clearly, the planned development that you approved in 2019 is a major development for the city, And this development in these 4 little parcels provide access to the 472-acre city-owned mountain park, anchored by mixed-use development of the Argo Gold Mill and the tunnel. And then as they move towards future phases, you're looking at hotel, retail, restaurant uses, etc. But clearly, in my mind, this is sort of a mini annexation because you've already done the big lift on the major annexation. So again, it's just the gaps. And areas that share a community of interest with Idaho Springs. The annexation of the upper mining claims allow comprehensive development and access and facilitates the development of the upper landing area that is part of the Argo project and increases access to the Virginia Canyon Mountain Park. And the other thing that the 3-mile plan does, but obviously this development has embraced in a major way, the 3-mile plan mentions that if development were to occur in the area, every effort must be made to protect the historic landscape. So if you look at the plans for the upper landing, they've done a lot to not only protect that landscape, but also to provide views and help interpret that landscape. So there's a major historic preservation component to this project. And staff believes that because of the annexation in 2019, along with this, you will see the city and the community as a whole will see significant increase in sales tax revenue, revenue sharing from the gondola, and tourism related economic activity. I also think that because of this development, you're going to see synergy between, say, what's in the downtown historic core in this development. So it's going to be a win for the city as a whole, because the gondola and that attraction is going to bring more people to the city. And the way in which the city is laid out, again, for healthy people, that's a short walk from the Argo development to downtown. So I think, again, even despite COVID, I think that this development in particular is going to be a huge boom to the local economy, particularly given Idaho Springs' proximity to the metro area. So that's all I have on the annexation.
Okay. Is that it for the city's presentation?
Yes, and this
Okay.
is Cindy for the annexation only, and then we'll go to the
Okay, you want to do the annexation, then the zoning, or do you want to go into the zoning right now?
No, I think what Christina just said, let's do it one at a time.
Do you want 2 motions then?
Yeah, and it's on page 6 of our of the packet. It has the 2
Okay.
recommendations, 2 motions.
Okay, so 2
you don't mind.
motions and then 2. Okay, so let's go to the applicant then. Do you have a presentation?
Actually, we don't have a presentation. This is Mary Jane, and I'm sorry
Okay.
to be seen on video, but my iPad got dropped in a Minnesota lake, Cindy.
Oh, good one.
I was just with my kids as we're 3 hours apart, but we were both up there with our grandkids. So I just wanted to make a point. This annexation is the culmination of all of these mining claims that we have been acquiring at the top. They would have been a part of the plan development earlier and the earlier annexation, but when we acquired the last couple claims, they didn't fall within the window of approval. So therefore, we had to do another annexation. Our choice would have been to do this all at once, but just the timing of acquiring those mining claims made it so we had to do another annexation. This was a total full plan from the beginning. It's no change from our original plan. We're just making sure that all of the parcels will be within the city of Idaho Springs versus working with the county and the city. And this, as Barb mentioned, will really codify and provide access to and through city property. So if there's any questions I can answer, again, this is something we wanted to do when we did the first annexation, but it didn't fit the timeline.
Okay, is there any questions from the commissioners on the annexation?
None for
If
me.
not, okay, we'll go to the presentation then of the zoning part.
Do you have any public comment?
Do you want to do public comment on both or just, let's do the public comment where it's not confusing between the annex and zoning and do it at the same time. So let's do the presentation on the zoning now, and then the applicants on the zoning, and then questions from the public. So Barb?
Okay, good. So again, if you looked at the packet that Travis, Mary Jane, and Brian put together, it pretty much follows the existing PD for the property. And so basically what they will be doing, and we sort of went through this a couple times, yes, they had to rezone the property because the property, they couldn't amend the PD because the property was coming into the city and had not been previously zoned. So they're zoning it PD. These 4 parcels will become part of the existing PD. So again, per code, in order to rezone a property, the following factors needed to be considered. So the first is whether the proposed zoning is in conformity with the comprehensive plan. So these 4 parcels, along with the 2018 parcels, were found to be in conformance not only with the Idaho Springs Comprehensive Plan, but also the East End Action Plan. But it should be noted that the proposed annexation and rezoning of these 4 particular parcels are outside, obviously, because they're up on top of a hill, of the East End Overlay District. The second question is whether there has been material changes in the character of the neighborhood, such as to justify a change in the rezoning. So clearly, the Argo PD approved in 2019 introduced a significant change to the character of the area, given the proposed gondola and facilities and sort of whole plan for the upper landing area. And this proposed annexation complements the Argo project, again, by facilitating access to the upper landing area. The third criteria is whether the proposed rezoning will tend to preserve and promote property values in the neighborhood. Again, anything surrounding this property is basically in Clear Creek County, and it is zoned either M1 or M2. So it's sort of all mining up there. And so, again, this area has not seen significant development or really anything happening since the mining era. And the gondola and upper landing area will tend to preserve and promote property values in the immediate area. And again, we keep on stressing that the proposed annex parcels will provide access to the upper landing area. The next question that needs to be answered is whether development of the property in accordance with the proposed rezoning will be in harmony and compatible with surrounding land uses and present development in the area. Again, you've got an existing approved planned development. So again, we're just adding a teeny bit to this. And whether the property can be reasonably used and developed as presently zoned. If the annexation is approved in the rezoning to PD, then you've got one property that's going to hang together and everything will make sense. Next question, whether the proposed rezoning will affect traffic congestion in the area. The only traffic that is going to go up to the upper landing is really temporary construction traffic. And also by annexing these properties, we are improving emergency access to that upper landing. So I think that's an important point. Whether the proposed rezoning will promote the public welfare. So the proposed rezoning extends the existing planned development to the access route that will provide a service road to the project. So that road is needed to construct and service the proposed Mighty Argo project, as well as the Virginia Canyon Mountain Park. And so obviously it's in the interest of public welfare. And again, I noted that the access road will also improve emergency access to the mountain. Next question is whether the property was properly zoned when its current zoning was established. Well, it's probably been zoned mining since before some of you were on the planet. So yes, the existing zoning was appropriate when that hillside was being mined, but obviously that's not happening anymore. So this is a good move and consistent with what the Planning Commission and City Council previously approved. Next question, whether the denial of the proposed rezoning would preclude any reasonable economic use of the property. Staff feels that denial of the proposed rezoning would preclude reasonable use of the upper landing of the Argo property due to lack of access road servicing the property. And again, then you're just, without annexing and rezoning these properties, you're just creating issues in terms of emergency services. Whether any other zoning classification would afford any reasonable use of the property. I think if you zoned it anything other than PD or mining, the attorney in the room might say that it was spot zoning. So we're not going to do that, Nina. So that's that question. Whether denial of the proposed rezoning would impose an undue hardship on the owner. We believe that denial of the proposed rezoning would impose an undue hardship on the Argo properties because the area is integral to the development of the approved Phase 1 final development plan. In addition, the Virginia Canyon Mountain Park has been designed assuming the gondola were an integral component, and the construction of the gondola and upper landing area rely upon access will be provided across the properties proposed for rezoning. Next, whether the proposed rezoning will promote or disturb stability in the zoning of the neighborhood. Again, we're at the top of the mountain that is only accessible by this access road and the to-be-built gondola. So the road across the property, the road across the proposed area of the rezoning is limited to the temporary construction period and servicing the upper landing area once it is built. So this is not a road that, you know, if I was a tourist, you know, and decided, you know, that I wanted to try and get to the upper landing a different way, it would not be on this service road. And then because the property around it is planned development, and because the applicant is asking to go planned development, there were additional review criteria found in section 21-107.J. And there's sort of 2 points: whether the proposed PD adequately mitigates any adverse impacts it causes, including without limitation impacts on traffic, view corridors, noise, property values, and provision of public services. As mentioned throughout this report, and also if you had time to read what the Argo team put together, there are numerous written restrictions in the current PD that will obviously then apply to this property. So the first is prohibition on public vehicle access to use area 2, that's the upper landing. There are a number of dark sky lighting standards that were incorporated in the PD. There are building coverage limitations. There are prohibitions on internally illuminated signage. There are specific design requirements. Most of these, in my opinion, relate to the lower level, but it has to do with the proximity to the greenway and just how this whole thing is integrated together. Again, if any of you remember the PD, the PD is very specific with respect to how they've arranged the use areas and how they are calculating building height. And all of this is to minimize impact and ensure everything is in scale with what's already there. And then there are also requirements in the PD for geological reports, and it calls for limited grading. So that's the first thing. The second thing, whether deviations from the requirements of the underlying zone district are warranted by virtue of improved design or amenities provided in the PD. There's sort of two parts of this. So the underlying zone is mining, so that really doesn't apply because you've got a Superfund site and there's no mining going on. But I think the deviations from the land development code for the PD that was approved in 2019 include a gondola use, alternative methods for building height measurement, a percentage of structures that may exceed the 35-foot height limit in this areas. And again, in this case, given these 4 parcels, we're really only looking at an access road and infrastructure that services that upper landing. In terms of referrals and public materials, as of the date of the staff report, we sent the referrals, both the annexation and the rezoning out to everyone. We had the applicant post the property. That was done correctly, and we received pictures from Travis noting that it had been posted correctly. I will note that, and as many of you know, when you do an annexation, the publication requirements are pretty substantial. So I want to thank my counterpart, Mike, for handling all of that, because the publication and the zoning hearings occur on 4 consecutive weeks. So that was all taken care of. And then in terms of referral responses, we did get today at 4:58 something from the county regarding road maintenance. And my recommendation is that before the hearing in front of council, we work with the county to see if there's some mutual agreement in terms of road maintenance for the one section of the road. So the whole road is maintained by the county, but now there's one section that's going to come in to the city. So the county is sort of asking, well, who's going to maintain that? So I think that's something that we will discuss with county staff, but I think the direction would be to allow the county to continue to maintain that road because that's the most cost-effective thing to do. And maybe there's some horse trading that goes on with respect to that. So our planning staff recommendation for the plan development for this site is, again, the initial PD was about 2 years of discussion. This is a simple add-on to the existing PD. So I think that This will be a benefit to both area residents and visitors. So staff's recommendation, and Cindy, I will do this as both the annexation and the rezoning. So staff recommends the planning commission recommend approval to the city council of the annexation of the parcels. Number two, with respect to the rezoning, staff recommends the planning commission recommend approval of this to the city council of the rezoning of the subject property from County Mining 1 to the planned development as proposed.
Okay, does the applicant have anything to add to that, Mary Jane?
I've got Brian and Travis on here also, but this is something that we would have done all at once had we had the other parcel. We had the parcel secured, we just didn't have it to do the annexation. So this is just sort of filling out the PD that was submitted back and approved in 2019. And it also allows the city and Argo to control the upper access to the city's mountain park, not only via our service road, but via bike and hiking trails. So we have now nailed, we now have within the city, if this is approved, the legal access in every way to the park.
Okay, now with that, we'll go to public comment. And Jonathan, I think you said you had 2 people. So
Yes.
I'll let you call them and then we'll limit it to 3 minutes and state your name and address once your name is called. Are they both online?
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Plout, you had signed up first. Do you still want to make comment? Or are you okay? Are you still good with the information you received?
I'm fine with the information I received. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Phillips, you would be next on the list for comment.
Oh, thank you. And I was
Can you state,
really,
excuse me, can you state your name and address, please?
oh, sure. My name is Bonnie Phillips and I live at 100 Gunnison Avenue, Lake City, Colorado.
Oh.
And we have some property that is fairly close to that. And I was really just wanting to understand better how it was going to be used and how this might impact our property and all. And I think that what I've heard is sufficient. I understand the project now. Sounds like a wonderful idea. And I think it will be good for the city of Idaho Springs.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now we'll go to if the commissioners have any questions on the annexation or the zoning. State your name, whoever it is that has a question first. Anybody out there? Nobody's got a question?
We're here.
That's good. That means it was all explained well.
This is Uchi. Sorry, Barb, I might have missed it. What is up with the alpha load? I know they were in the process of doing something with the county.
So, so what's going to happen with the alpha load and with the county, and either Travis or Mary Jane can explain this. Once this annexation is finally approved, then the applicant is going to need to go do a boundary adjustment with the county. And I have already reviewed their submittal. They have not submitted it yet, but I've reviewed the exhibit and everything looks to be fine. So I think that's more of a perfunctory. It's a little bit confusing because part of the alpha load will become, Travis or Mary Jane, if I'm wrong about this, will become part of the queen. So that's why.
Do you want me to explain that? You want me to explain that for Ursula's benefit?
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Uchi?
Travis is on there too.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was
okay.
just curious because I thought that I have read somewhere that that was gonna be done, and I was just curious. So, but I mean, feel
They-
free
they-
to explain whatever.
Yeah, Ursula, they cannot do it until this annexation goes through. So the
Right.
the annexation is just move one, and then the boundary adjustment is step two.
Perfect. Gotcha. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, any other questions? From commissioners? Okay, with that, we'll close the public hearing and it is 6:38 PM. Got it right that time.
Yay.
Okay, then I guess I'll entertain a motion. And you'll see it in your packet. I keep looking down at my phone, so that's. Do we have a motion?
I make a motion to approve the annexation of the parcels.
I'll second.
Roll call?
Cindy Olson,
Yes.
Kate Collier,
Yes.
Don Reimer,
Yes,
Ursula Kruzalegi,
Yes.
Jordan Hudson.
Yes.
Okay, the motion carries. Okay, and then a motion on the rezoning. Do we have a motion?
I'll
I'll
make a
move to-
motion to rezone the subject properties from County Mining 1 to the planned development as proposed.
I'll second that
I'll
again.
second.
Okay, roll call?
Cindy Olson,
Yes.
Kate Collier,
Yes, please.
Don Reimer,
yes,
Ursula Kruzalegi,
Yes.
Jordan Hudson.
Yes.
Okay, the motion carries, and that will conclude this part of our meeting. Now we'll move on to the service plan for the Mighty Argo. Barb, do you have a brief presentation on that?
I don't, but I can make a brief presentation.
Okay.
So what you have in your packets is basically the same thing that Bill Ankle presented along with his staff a week ago, Wednesday. So there's no change there. So what is needed for the service plan is a simple motion to approve or disapprove, and it's a recommendation to council.
To recommend, yeah, to recommend.
Yes. So we're just recommending to council and then council makes the
Yes.
decision. And those that participated in the
Discussion.
description of how all the special use district, how it all works in the meeting last week. With that, do we have a motion? Who's out there?
Well, Cindy, I wasn't there for the meeting, so I can't make a motion. I think I could second it with knowing, a little bit about it, but I don't feel
Okay, it's-
comfortable. for a motion.
It's on the Metropolitan District, the service plan. Did you do the work session the other day on it?
I lost you guys. So what I can say is that I'm in agreement, but not being there fully, I don't want anybody to think that this is just like a wash. So I think I prefer like somebody that was at the meeting to
Okay,
make the motion.
and it's just a recommendation to council. The ultimate decision on this one is on council. It's just kind of a process that bringing it to the planning commission.
Sure. Then in that case, I recommend this to be moved to the council for deliberation.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
second it,
That was Jordan. Okay, roll call.
Cindy Olson,
Yes.
Kate Collier,
Yes.
Don Reimer,
yes,
Ursula Kruzalegi,
Yes.
Jordan Hudson.
Yes.
Okay, the motion carries. Okay, with that, we'll adjourn the meeting of, is there any other business to
Oh,
come before the planning commission?
Just everybody should have gotten your worksheets that are due on the 10th. And if you could get your worksheets back
Turned mine in.
by the 10th, then staff will collect all of those sort of ideas, try and see, you know, where there's concurrence among you, and then what some of the big topics are for discussion. And I think the plan is, if there are areas where either the planning commission or the council is a little bit fuzzy about things, if it has to do with affordable housing or AMI or whatever terms, you know, Jonathan did provide, or we both did a little sort of definitions if anybody wanted them. But what we're really looking for is what your gut sense is of what the housing needs are in this community. And so you don't have to look at any studies. There's a link to look at the county housing needs assessment if you'd like to. But again, it's a small town. You talk to a lot of people. We just want to know what you think.
And it'd be great if everybody would fill it out. We had a brief meeting on it and discussing it. It'd be great to see everybody on the planning commission fill it out and get it sent back in. So that's by Monday, right?
And then the meeting's on the 19th.
And then the meeting's on the 19th. Yeah.
Barb,
Okay,
are we
any
gonna
other-
have sorry, are we gonna have a kind of like the same kind of discussion, or I guess workshop that we had with the metropolitan districts? Is that the idea?
Yeah, we're not quite sure yet, Ursula. I think that what we discovered, and Andy and I, you know, talked about this, and Jonathan, I guess Jonathan, Andy, and I mean, I think the discussion at this point in time and what staff is looking for is broader than just affordable housing, or as I sometimes say, attainable housing, or other people say workforce housing. You know, I think Idaho Springs is in a position, as pointed out by the county housing needs assessment, that Idaho Springs in particular is in need of the full continuum of housing. Staff just needs direction, because every time a developer calls, they say, and there's a portion of the code that talks about inclusionary housing, but it's very open-ended. And so we are looking to both Planning Commission and Council to provide us some direction, so that when, I mean, I had a realtor call me yesterday or the day before, and he said, well, I really need to understand what kind of housing the city is looking for. And, you know, and I said, well, have you looked at the comprehensive plan? And he said, no. But again, the comprehensive plan has a really nice section on housing and on affordable housing. But again, I think that if we could get more policy direction, again, big picture for Idaho Springs, that will help staff at least begin to direct developers and applicants. Because it's really hard when they say, well, I heard down in Main Street that they really need housing. And it's like, okay. Or they say, we're providing affordable housing, but is it really affordable? You know, is it affordable if you look at the county needs assessment? But again, I think we need to know from the people, you know, that were elected or appointed, you know, to these positions, what their sense is, because my experience in other jurisdictions similar to Idaho Springs is, while the county may have done a needs assessment for the entire county, the needs of the city, particularly a small city like Idaho Springs, may differ enough that it really requires a closer look. But again, we will, there is a link to the county needs assessment should people want more information.
Okay, so everybody make sure they fill those out and get them turned in by Monday. Any other matters?
None from me, hun.
Nope. Okay, with that, we'll adjourn the meeting.
And you get to go
Uh,
to your barbecue.
Do we need a, yeah, they're all outside. Are they all, 6:47 PM? Good night, everybody.
That's nice.
Thank
Good night,
you.
guys.